Now that we've trained the ability to keep really steady time on our ride cymbal, we're ready to add some complexity by playing the melodies number 1 through 9. Letters A through C are what we call systems, and that's essentially an ostinato in this case that we're just going to repeat over and over, but the melodies we can apply in different ways. Let's start with playing C1. Now here is C2. C3. C4. C5. C6. C7. C8. And C9. Like before when we're playing letters A through C, the actual thing that matters the most is that I can pay attention to my ride cymbal and keep a steady feeling with the ride. So if you're not quite there yet, no problem. Take each of these exercises in practice until you can actually put your attention there. After you have some level of mastery with each of the exercises, we need to start playing them back to back. So here's C 1 through 9. We want to make sure that we can recall them really quickly because each step is going to add complexity, so we need to make the last step feel easy for ourselves. If we can do them all in order, one in a row like that, then maybe try doing it backwards or going down columns. We just want to make sure we can recall any of these patterns really quickly. But this raises the question, why are we even doing these exercises in the first place? And that's because these are really building blocks to help you to be able to express yourself on the drums while keeping a good feel on the ride cymbal. We need to be able to recall any of these patterns instantly so that we can combine them in real time as we invent or make up what we want to do. It's called improvisation, right? So improvisation doesn't come from nowhere. These are some ideas that we've trained. And here's how you can use these exercises to enhance your own improvisation. Let's try picking 2 exercises. For example, let's try exercises number 2 and number 5. And I am only allowed to play ideas with my left hand that come from those 2 exercises, but I can also rest. So try to see if you can tell which one I'm using at a given time. As you do this, it starts to sound a little bit more like how it sounds when you're actually playing music. Let's do one more example. How about exercise number 3 and number 8? Now you might have noticed that at the very end, I actually started playing a little bit of inflection with that pattern number 8. So I added kind of like an accent to the pattern, and that really changed some things. One of my favorite ways to do this through all of these exercises is to add an accent to the second of whichever pattern we're doing. So here's what that would sound like on number 1. Or here's number 3. As you can see, it really adds a new dimension to each of these exercises. Here's one more interpretation you can take after you've applied these accents. Instead of playing letter C with all the texture in, let's stop playing the bass drum feathering for now, but instead use our bass drum to play the accents. Here's number 1 with that same pattern we did before, but now the bass drum's going to play the accent. Now let's hear what happens if we do that with all of the exercises. Wow, that really changes how they sound and feel to play. So you can start to see how just by applying some interpretations, you might actually make a whole lot of different possibilities out of these very simple exercises. Hopefully some of these ideas already started to sound pretty fun, like something you might want to play for yourself. So remember, you can kind of mix and match, pick 2 of them, and then reflect in your own playing on how you can actually apply that in an improvisatory way.